Hello, Michael here from Asal Forest. So today I would like to talk about access page and the difference between enterprise and personal workspace, why this is important to keep all reports in enterprise workspace, what are advantages and disadvantages. So our scenario is that, we are managing Power BI content. We want to make sure that people using reports from Power BI service are actually using reports from Enterprise Workspace, yeah? And why this is important? I mean, why should we even care or focus on it? So basically, one of advantages of Enterprise Workspace are that usually they are managed by IT department or any other department responsible for Power BI service, meaning that people in this department should be aware of best practices, technical solutions, and all this stuff to make sure that reports are well managed. So, in other words, if reports are stored in Enterprise Workspace and prepared by Power BI developers, usually the model is well designed. We have facts and dimensions tables, the relationships are all correct. From performance perspective, DAX and Power Queries are written correctly, so we don't lose any loading times on the report. We have good practices for user interface and user experience. Security is in place, both from row level security perspective, in individual report, but also from overall security regarding sharing, both workspaces and reports, Usually refresh is set up as a scheduled refresh based on business requirements, either daily, weekly, monthly, or a few times a day. It depends. On the other hand, we have a personal workspace, and basically every person who have license per BI within company usually have his or her own personal workspace. So if we have 200 users with Pro license, we will have 200 personal workspaces, and so on. And main disadvantages for personal workspace is usually these items are designed by business end users based on ad hoc reporting, some quick checks, some quick info requirements, and so on. And this is all fine. I'm not saying this is something bad. This is okay in case that I'm doing this for myself, So, for example, if my manager asks me to aggregate some numbers, I can use Power BI, write some DAX, write some Power Query, come up with the numbers, load it to my own workspace, refresh from time to time, So I do it once, and if my manager will ask me for the numbers like next month and so on, I only need to update the source with the raw data. Power BI will manage all the rest, So I have my numbers, I don't have to manually prepare them every month. On the other hand, let's imagine a case where there's a report in my personal workspace and 20 people are using it, My manager, colleagues from the team, members from other department, and so on. And suddenly I go on holiday leave for 3 weeks, or I get sick and I have a sick leave, or I don't know, I change position, and so on. What I'm saying is that I'm unavailable for next 2 weeks, I mean, I will not pick up my phone. I'm on my holiday leave somewhere, let's say in the jungle or whatsoever, doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm off, and suddenly something breaks in the report. It stops refreshing. Maybe there are some changes that should be implemented, like in KPI logic and so on. Yeah. And yeah, you simply end users of this report, yeah, these 20 people that I shared the report with, needs to wait until I'm back, or they can try and recreate the logic, the report on their own. And this can be, this can take time, this can be complex, challenging, and so on. So yeah, I'm talking about access, yeah? Access to the report itself, updating the report, changing requirements, changing KPI logic, and so on. Another thing is that by default, if I'm a business end user and I work with Power BI partially, I also have other responsibilities. Yeah, so even if I'm working, it doesn't mean that I always will find time to update the report, calculate new KPI, and so on. Yeah, so again, a report on my personal workspace might not be updated as quickly as business would expect. And yeah, another thing are development practices. Yeah, I used to work on business side like 10 years ago, and I remember this case where I was just learning about Power BI. I was capable of building the report and getting my numbers, but I wasn't really using best practices as I understand them now from a Power BI consultant perspective. Yeah, so this is another thing. Not to mention security, performance, loading time of visuals, and so on. Yeah. So basically, these are pros and cons behind enterprise and personal workspace. A common ground, a bridge between these two worlds could be something called managed self-service. Yeah, this is something not present in the report I'm showing, but still this is just a concept. So in this concept, we could say that data model and security-wise, everything is stored in enterprise workspace. Yeah, so Power BI developers in IT department are preparing semantic model, creating the model and everything, yeah, building DAX. But then business owners can link, can connect to this model and build their own visuals, yeah, create charts, tables, and so on, yeah. So from one side we have best practices, yeah, from technical perspective, but we also have business knowledge, how and want to see, yeah. And usually these two words needs to work together, yeah, because if let's say I work in IT department and I need to build Power BI model, I need to understand what are my facts, what are my dimensions, what are my aggregations. And this is something that will come from business side. So yeah, these two words can be combined together. Okay, so back to the report. We can see access page. Let's have a quick overview of this page, and then we can go to the details and address our scenario, which is to understand how many actions by whom and on what reports are performed from personal workspaces, if there are any actions at all, yeah, we don't know it, what type of actions, and how can we investigate it, how can we check it, yeah, and what can we do next. Okay, so yeah, first of all, we have the filters on top. A time filter with different time perspective. We always start from yesterday, because today data is still flowing, we want to see the full data. So actually, if I select last 7 days, today is 11th June, I will see data from 10th till 3rd June, and so on. Then we have a filter with company, department, and user in hierarchy, so we can analyze data by these items. And we have split of workspace type, actual workspace name, and the reports beneath it. And this is exactly the place where we can find enterprise workspace, personal workspace, or maybe the one I mentioned, managed self-service. This is something that can be customized and developed on your business, in your company. In our case, we have only enterprise and personal, but this is fine. Then we have tables. Table on the left is showing users and how many actions were performed by users, to how many personal workspace each user have access, to how many all workspaces each user have access, and the ratio. So personal workspace divided by all workspaces, In this case, we can see this person made over 3,000 actions, can access 2 personal workspaces, and in total have access to 9 workspaces. There is another slicer over here. It allows us to include or exclude actions performed by owner on their personal workspace. And this is totally fine. As I mentioned, if I need to create a Power BI report for myself, to run it on monthly basis, that's fine. I can build the report, drop it on my personal workspace. Next month, I can simply refresh the data. I don't have to create it from scratch, So basically, if I filter by actions on owner PW personal workspace, I can see these people did not make any action on their personal workspace, which is, well, I'm not saying this is good or bad, this is just an information, but usually, this will not be relevant for our case. We'll filter these numbers out. Okay, next table is similar to the left one, the right table, but here we have split by workspace name, report, number of actions, how many users have access versus how many users are actually using the report. There is a big difference because, from this example, over 200 people have access, but only 60 of them is using this report. So, the ratio is users using report, performing some actions, versus users with access. So basically, I would say that we should aim for the higher the better, The higher ratio means the more tailored and customized security towards the users, In perfect scenario, we should always have 100%. So every user is using the tool we are providing them. But in real life example, I would say 70-80% is quite all right. Of course, this data can be exported to Excel, but we'll get there later. Then we have a visual on bottom left, split of actions by activity. So we can understand who is viewing the report, who is downloading the report, exporting the data, or doing all other Power BI service related actions, And then we have a slicer with dates. There is a hierarchy going from a year to month year up to day month year, both for users and actions. Number of actions, number of users, Of course, in this case, users is a distinct count. So yeah, every person is counted once and as a unique person. Okay, let's go to the top. Right, so this is our page. Now let's focus on our use case. We want to study actions on personal workspace, and we want to understand if different users are using reports stored on other personal workspaces owners. For this, let's focus on May 24 only. Yeah, May 2024. From top, as we have relevant time slicer here, let's filter by last 90 days. It's still not May 24, I know, yeah, but we need to get there somehow. So let's filter on last 90 days because we are in June. So last 90 days will definitely cover May. Yeah, so this is fine. We will focus on all departments, companies, users, that's all fine. And we want to study personal workspace. So let me filter by this. Yeah, the numbers have changed. Now, let's look at the dates over here. From top, we have the year 2024. We want to focus on May 24. Yeah, so I can simply click this bar. Other visuals will be filtered. So take a look at the numbers. Now we have that many actions over here, for instance. If I filter by May 24, the number of actions have dropped. It means that these visuals are now filtered by May 24. And this can be even checked over here. So we have the analyzed period. Then we have DAX measure users. It's this one, but it's not relevant. Included May 24 and workspace type personal workspace. Yeah, same story goes for other visuals. Okay, so you have our May 24. Now let's check our use case from username perspective. So let's check what workspaces, what reports is accessing this person. Yeah, but now one important thing. If I simply click on this person, the numbers will change. Take a look. If I click like left click, you see the number of actions have increased. What is the reason behind it? Basically, if I left clicked, I disabled filters from other visuals, from our date visual. But I want to keep it, yeah, because I want to show the capability of filtering, of using visuals as filters as well. So again, filters on top are all good. This one. I want to exclude actions on your own personal workspace. So I will tick this one. Fine. And again, let me filter by May 24. And now if I press left control on keyboard and left mouse button, you see the number is the same. So basically now I'm filtering everything by May 24 and this person. And even here you can see that numbers on dates visual have changed to 1 because Ansel is 1 employee, so distinct count of users will be 1. Yeah. So let's focus on visual on the right. This person is accessing all of these reports. Yeah. Here we have a couple of actions, here, there, etc. So we already can see that this person is depending on reports stored on personal workspace of Candida. Yeah? In case Candida will go on holiday leave or something, and the report will need updating, all Ansel can do is either wait or maybe ask around within company if someone else have access to these reports, if someone understands the logic behind it, and so on. Yeah, so this can be a bit tricky. This is one of the reasons we should consider to talk with Candida once she's back, yeah, or if she's in the company, to talk with her and understand logic behind the reports, challenge her about moving the reports to enterprise workspace. And yeah, I'm saying challenge, but I see it as something positive, yeah, because if we have enterprise workspace, if me as IT department, if I can provide best technical support, security-wise, query-wise, and so on, and Candida have obviously business knowledge and understand the logic how certain things can be calculated or should be calculated, we can work together, talk together, and provide best possible Power BI report across company, yeah? Because IT department can be managing technical stuff, yeah, from data modeling perspective. Candida can be managing visuals and business requirements. And of course, IT department can be as a backup for Candida in case she will go on leave or will have some or will need some updating in the report, changing something, and so on. Yeah, so we can work together. We are building the bridge between IT and the business end users. Yeah, and this is also the place where we could use a managed self-service workspace type. Okay. Another thing over here is take a look at the bottom, yeah, of this table. There are no actions, but still this person have access to these reports, yeah, because we can see user access 1, action is blank, meaning Ansel have access but is not actually using this report. So this is again a case where we can think about cleaning and working on security, yeah, because maybe Ansel doesn't need this access anymore. Maybe he changed position and this is some legacy access, yeah. This is worth considering and investigating. Another thing here is take a look. Some of the workspace names are not visible. And here it is. In this case, it means that Ansel have access to the report, but not to the workspace, yeah? And this is common situation. We can give access either to workspace or to the report. Both scenarios have advantages and disadvantages. Both are used across different companies depending on the business, on policies, and so on. If you would like to discuss deeply about this approach, how to give access, when we should give access to workspace or report, and so on, reach out to me, reach out to Astral Forest. We are more than happy to discuss and brainstorm together, yeah, because it's very depending on the business and individual needs. Yeah. Okay, so this is it. This is from user perspective, yeah, actions on personal workspaces. Now let me filter out. I will go back to May 24. And now let's investigate similar, but from the report perspective, yeah? So again, in May 24, this report, research and development final, had 30 unique users with over 100 actions. If I keep left control and select this one, I can see that many users were accessing the report. Yeah, I have actual names and so on. So again, we can investigate we can talk either with candidate or these people, what they need from this report, why it's stored there, is there something we can do as IT department, are there some missing KPIs in current reports, should we change something, update something. So we are trying to include business in a discussion and development of actual Power BI service, yeah, which definitely makes sense because reports are built for end users, yeah, all kind of Power BI reports, yeah. So we need to manage expectations, we need to meet requirements, and this is actually a good example of a situation where we can understand with whom we should talk, yeah, and actually about which report, what kind of data. Okay, this is it. And now we can also export this data to Excel, yeah, either this list of users or all of these workspaces and reports, yeah. This can help us with further analysis, analyzing this, VLOOKUPing, and so on and so on. Yeah, so there are plenty of items we can do in Excel with this data. Another feature here we can use on this table is drill through functionality. So if I right click on this particular report and go to drill through, I can understand actual actions, activities, dates, and actual users. Yeah, so this is basically same information we have over here, but in more detailed way. Yeah. So for instance, here I can see, I can see someone downloaded the report. And yeah, now about activities. For instance, downloading the report. If you download the report on import mode is one of the most common modes used when developing Power BI, you have access to all the data. So even if there was some row-level security applied on a Power BI service level, but you downloaded the report and opened it in Power BI desktop, you can see everything. Yeah. So this is again topic of security. This way, with this data, we can investigate if this is correct, if this is fine, if this person should have access to this report and be able to download. Yeah, because if you want to download report, you cannot do it from a view perspective. You need at least contributor or member role on the workspace. Yeah, so this is again something we can do when we are cleaning, checking type of access, checking who has access to what and at what level. Of course, this table can be exported to Excel as well. Okay. Yeah, so we had user perspective, workspace report perspective, and now let's look at the actions, yeah? In this case, I believe we can stick to last 90 days, so yeah, this is fine. Most actions are performed as a view report. This is totally fine, but some of the actions are, as I mentioned previously, for instance, downloading the report. Yeah, if I click over here, I can see all users that downloaded some of the reports. Yeah, and again, we can investigate if these users are allowed to do it, if they can perform, if they should be allowed to perform this action, if they can see all the data and so on. Yeah. I believe one of the worst scenarios here is that, for instance, where any of these reports reviewed by these users have row-level security applied. Yeah. In this case, it can mean there might be some security breach. Yeah, because if I have access, for instance, myself, let's say I'm country manager of Poland. Yeah. If I review the report on Power BI service level, I can see data for Poland only, yeah? But if I download the report, I can see the data for all countries. Maybe I'm not allowed to, yeah? So this is worth considering. Okay, another interesting activity is Power BI email subscription. This is one of the functionalities of Power BI service. It allows you as end user to set up mailing subscription of your report. Yeah, like you can, for instance, set up the subscription to on a monthly, weekly, or daily basis to send you a snapshot of the report with a link and so on. So basically, if like you need some numbers on monthly basis, you don't want to go into Power BI service, find your report, etc. You can set up a mail subscription from Power BI service level, yeah, and the snapshot of data will be flowing to your mailbox every now and then, like on monthly basis, yeah, depending on the settings. Okay, and yeah, again, this visual as well, this can be exported to Excel to show these actions in a table form in Excel, yeah. This can be used for further analysis as well. All right, so I think this is it. Let me clear action type filter and let me clear this filter with Workspace report. So yeah, here we can see, yeah, as I mentioned previously, for instance, this person have access up to two personal workspaces, but also in total to 5 workspaces. So 3 of them are enterprise, yeah. And if we look at this table, we can see these reports can be accessed only from report level. There is no workspace. But for example, yeah, this report can be also accessed from workspace level. Okay, yeah. And yeah, if you have access to workspace, usually you have access to all reports in specific workspace. So this is another step another item we can investigate, yeah, whether this user should have access to all reports on this specific workspace, yeah. And for instance, if you would like to understand all reports from this workspace, we can go to our workspace slicer and find actual workspace, yeah. For example, dev accounting. So now we can see all the reports from this particular workspace with the actions, with activities, and so on. Yeah, for example, here, 4 users were performing actions on this workspace. So we have here 4 unique users as well, and that many actions. All right, so this is all for today. I know this was a long one, but yeah, I believe this page can provide value added to the business. If you would like to talk about your use case scenarios, if you have any questions, if you are wondering if this or that is possible from a PBI monitoring tool perspective or Power BI service itself, let us know, reach out to me, reach out to Astral Forest. We are more than happy to talk, discuss, and brainstorm together. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye.